Hey, are you trying to buy some cheap MUT coins? Check out GoBuyMMO.com. They have the cheapest prices online. Seriously, go look and use code Ryan at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan back in the Madden 18 Ultimate Team video, and I know you guys can just go to the website and look yourself, but I will have the link in the description below. But I just figured why not go through the Day 30 title update with you guys live and, you know, take a look at what we got and break it down a little bit and let you guys know what it means. So if you guys do not know, usually every about month into the game in Madden, we get a pretty big title update, and this is it here for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It is live right now. When you turn on your consoles, you will get the update. So right here we got new features. We got Long Shot Game Rewind. Play any scene of Long Shot once you have completed the story mode. So if you guys want to go ahead and go back in Long Shot, if there's a specific place where you really liked what they were doing with the story and you want to replay it again, maybe you made a decision you didn't want to make and you want to try to see what happens if you make a different one, then you might be able to go ahead and do that. We also have squad seasons. We have play seasons and MUTSquads now. So this is kind of controversial. A lot of people are kind of having an issue with this one. So basically with MUTSquads, you actually now have the ability to play a full season, just like MUT seasons. You could go ahead and play up to 7 games. If you win the 7 games, you'll get a specific reward, but you no longer get 1 win per token. You don't get it. I mean, you don't get 1 token per win. So usually when you would play MUTSquads, you would go on, play with your friends, get a win, and get a token. Now you actually have to wait until you win, you know, X amount of games to get a token. And it's not actually better, in my opinion. You actually don't get as many tokens as if you would just play normally before. So maybe they'll update it. I'm not sure. They're saying they're combating this. They're combating the bots with this new seasons and squads because they don't want the bots to get a token per win. So why are we going to get, why are we punished? Normal users, why are we punished for what bots are doing? They don't want the bots to get a token every win, so they're making it so that you have to win more games to get a token. I just don't understand that. Just ban all the bots. How hard is it to figure out who's botting and who's not botting on Madden 18 Ultimate Team? I just don't get it. But MUT Champions monthly leaderboard. See how you stack up on a monthly basis in MUT Champions. So basically in Weekend League, there'll be a monthly leaderboard for the last, 4 weeks that you guys played, and it'll tell you guys who's been the best throughout that monthly period. And then we may get monthly rewards for that as well. So that might be really good. MUT Champions lineup restrictions. MUT Champions events can now support lineup restrictions in the future. So if there's a new card that comes out that they feel like might be a little bit too overpowered for MUT seasons, or whatever they decide to do, MUT Champions, I mean, maybe they'll be able to restrict it. I'm not sure why they would want to do that, but they have the ability to now. Tournament official rules. View and agree to the official rules for competitive Madden. So there are going to be new official rules when you want to play a competitive Madden game mode, I guess. I'm not sure why. Video player. UI tiles can now trigger videos. Not exactly sure what that means. So we're just going to go ahead and skip over that one. I'm sure it's not anything too important. Top 5 fixes and updates. Fix the issue with players recovering a fumble and not being able to be tackled. So there are instances where this has happened. I actually have one on my Twitter. Basically, if you guys have ever seen someone fumble the ball and then they pick up the ball and they literally, you cannot tackle them. The only thing you can really do is push them out of bounds. That pretty much is fixed now. You no longer are able to do that. It's a very rare occurrence, but it still does happen, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm very happy they fixed that because that could pretty much turn a game around big time. Tuning the decreased... Okay, it says tuning to decrease hit sticks and cut stick fumbles globally. So pretty much if you were getting a lot of fumbles by doing the hit stick and the cut stick, which is the stick down or the stick up, then you are going to notice a decrease in that for your overall gameplay. You may get 1 fumble every 10 hit sticks instead of 3 fumbles every 10 hit sticks. That's actually a really good thing. I don't like how people fumble so much, and being able to tone that down a bit is a good thing in my opinion. Fix the issue with receivers assigned to a bubble screen running the incorrect route. So this has actually happened to me before. if you have ever had to do like if you were ever like going to do a bubble screen, you notice your receiver kind of doing something weird and not doing exactly what he was supposed to do, then that is actually going to be fixed now. He will be running the normal screen route that he's supposed to be doing. And I mean, that's just a good thing. I don't know how that would be a bad thing. Fixed an issue where the quarterback could not dive while scrambling. So this has happened to me a bunch of times where I know for a fact that I'm trying to dive or I'm trying to slide, and the opposite thing will happen. So that's a really good thing. Fixed an issue where the gun monster formation was leading to pancake blocks by the offensive line. Oh no, guys, we actually have to try now in solo challenges. Gun monster has been officially patched. There will be no more pancake blocks by the offensive line in gun monster. Unless your opponent is running quarters, then I guess you would be able to get them. But no longer is gun monster the go-to solo challenge play. It's actually going to be a bit fixed now. I'm sure it's still going to work on certain occasions, but right now you're not going to see the dominance that formation has had for you in solo challenges anymore. So added several new chemistry abilities to MUT. So we have new chemistry abilities. We have Unfakeable. When a user-controlled player does not get faked out by the ball carrier moves, when AI controlled can only be faked out by tier 1 moves. So pretty much what I'm getting from this is Unfakeable is pretty much, you know how it's kind of annoying how you're using controlling a player and you could still get juked, you could still get spun. It kind of feels like now if you have Unfakeable and you're user controlling that player, you can't be juked. So that's actually a really, really cool chemistry ability, and that's something that I wanted to see, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to get faked by this. Why does this keep happening to me? I know he's going to spin. Why is my guy, you know, moving out of the way and getting juked when I'm not falling for it? So that's actually a really good one. Secure Tackler. When user-controlled player does not allow a broken tackle, when AI-controlled can only allow broken tackles to tier 1 moves. So again, kind of just like the Unfakeable. You know, sometimes your Secure Tackler will get the tackle instead of allowing a broken tackle because of the tier 1 moves. It actually makes a lot of sense to do that, and I'm happy they added that into the game. So we have Footsteps. Defensive players that will apply a higher catch rate or a higher catch penalty to receivers. So if you have Footsteps on your defensive player, that basically means, like, have you ever noticed, or not noticed, have you ever heard the saying, like, oh, the receiver didn't catch that because he heard footsteps, he got nervous? Well, pretty much, you'll see a guy, like a big hitter, kind of like, you know, I would almost want to say, like, you would see Ed Reed have this ability. Like, I've always heard that people were scared of Ed Reed, and they would drop a lot of passes because they knew he was coming, they knew he was going to hit them, and I would imagine when Ed Reed gets added into the game, he'll have footsteps. And that's a really, really good ability to have, because if he's there, like if he's sticking on the receiver and he comes down to make a play on the ball or make a play on the receiver, then that receiver might drop the ball a lot more because Ed Reed is right there causing them footsteps. You know what I mean? So that's a really good one. Situational Pass Rusher. When pass rushing, these players receive a boost to pass rush success chance on 3rd and 4th down and long situations. So think of it as like a guy in the NFL that he doesn't really come in for 1st and 2nd down. He's not a good run stuffer. He's not a good run stuffer. And he really only comes in on passing downs. So maybe like a guy like Dwight Freeney would have this. Situational pass rusher would definitely be like a Dwight Freeney, where, you know, he may not be the best on 1st and 2nd downs, but on he may not be the best on 1st and 2nd downs, but on 3rd and 4th down and long, you definitely don't want to see Dwight Freeney out there, because he will spin move you and he will get to the quarterback. So definitely a really nice chem right there to have, an ability chem. Prime Time Protector. These blockers excel at pass blocking in 3rd and 4th and long situations. So pretty much the exact same thing as situational pass rusher. If you have situational pass rusher and a Prime Time Protector going one-on-one, they may cancel each other out. But if you don't have a Prime Time Protector, that situational pass rusher is more than likely going to beat them on a move. And then if you have a Prime Time Protector, then on 3rd and 4th downs, if you guys have a really good pass rusher, he's probably going to get nullified by your Prime Time Protector. Lead the way. These blockers are more likely to succeed at run blocking when in a pull or lead block assignment. So This to me is good, but it's also really bad because, you know, usually if you guys have a fullback that you're having lead block for you normally, and you notice that, like, oh, why didn't you get that block? Like me, I'm like, come on, Fowler, he was right there, you gotta get that block. And he kind of runs away from it and goes to somebody else. Well, the lead the way is good because then if your guy has it, you're more than likely going to have him get the correct block and block for you downfield and get that clutch touchdown that you need instead of him running out of the way and you're forced into a one-on-one situation. So lead the way is definitely good. Interception specialist. These defenders are far less likely to drop interceptions unless the ball is tipped. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. You'll see guys like Deion Sanders have that. Marcus Peters is a really good example of interception specialist. Ed Reed, again, we'll mention him. You know, guys that just have a knack for the ball. They're not going to drop interceptions, and it's just a really, really good chem to have for guys that you know are going to catch the ball if it gets thrown to them. General stability to address various crashes. So that's always good. I don't care what it is. I don't want full details. It's just nice to know that the game will not crash, and hopefully that they're adding something that will definitely make it not crash on a regular basis. 'Cause mine has been crashing a lot. Like when I'm in the MUT menus, for example, if I try to buy a player off the auction block or remove a player from the auction block, sometimes I'll get a game crash, and I'm not sure why. So hopefully that was fixed. This is for the people that really like to see the visuals on the field. Maybe people that know all the equipment that players should be wearing. They added I think that word is Vicus 01 helmet and supporting face masks. The Nike Force Savage Elite Cleat. The Nike Alpha Menace Elite Cleat replaces the Nike Untouchable. Fix the loading screen to reflect proper steps around revealing run fit play art and pre-play. So that might be something that a lot of people will like. Fixed an issue around reset option and edit uniforms not functioning. So again, for the people that really like to have, you know, the good visuals and the correct visuals, that will help them for sure. Fixed visual inaccuracies on the following players and coaches. So if you guys have noticed anything wrong with any of these guys, like Colin Kaepernick is in here, Sammy Watkins, Jack Del Rio, we got Jim Caldwell, Amir Abdullah, Julius Peppers. If you guys notice any inaccuracies for what they're wearing in game, then it's more than likely been fixed. Moving on to gameplay here. So this is where a lot of people are going to be really happy. Addressed many exploit blitzes that deal with quarterback contained players and locking the tackles. So that little thing that happens where people will come in untouched and you're trying to figure out why it's happening and why your left and right tackles are oblivious, that has been fixed. No longer will people be able to set up, and yes, I'm going to call it a glitch because it is a glitch. They won't say it's a glitch, but it definitely is, where your tackles are basically locked and they can't do anything. That is now fixed. No more exploit blitzes by all those ebook guys out there. It's gone. Gone. Alright. Addressed an issue around the bad ball hawk user banner triggering incorrectly. So pretty much if you ever go for a ball hawk and you don't get the interception, it might say, you know, bad timing, and that's not correct. It shouldn't be triggering when you're not really, you know, going for the interception. You might be going up for a swat, or you might be going up for something. It might say bad timing ball hawk user, you know, bad timing interception, you know, whatever. It's just a banner that's not going to pop up anymore if you don't do something wrong. Addressed an issue where the spot of the ball would be incorrect after a muffed punt. So if you ever notice, have you ever muffed a punt and all of a sudden, you know, you may not even have the ball, like the CPU might have the ball? Well, that is going to be fixed, and sometimes it might just be put on the field in the incorrect spot. That's been fixed. Addressed an issue around defensive pass interference catch animations. So if you ever noticed how something just looks like a blatantly obvious pass interference and the guy just kind of like freaks out and says throw the flag, but the play's still going on and it kind of looks weird, I think that actually is going to be fixed. So fixed an issue around the gauntlet and skills trainer stopping at level 39. That's self-explanatory. Fixed an issue around the gunslinger trait sometimes not functioning correctly. So that's something really good. Maybe the gunslinger thing wasn't really working the right way, where you're able to throw the ball downfield accurately. Fixed the issue with players recovering a fumble not being able to be tackled. We already know about that one. Addressed an issue around the camera being reset after a kicking play in MUTSquads. So yeah, that actually happens a lot to us when we play MUTSquads. Like the camera will be all messed up and it'll reset. We have to reset it to where we want it. So that's been fixed. Fixed an exploit around playmaker mechanic while using target passing. So I don't use target passing, maybe you guys do, but they actually fixed an exploit in that. So if you guys are having any issues, then it should be fixed. Fixed an issue with receivers on bubble screen running the incorrect route. We already know about that one. Addressed an animation with cut blocks. So maybe there's been an animation issue with people going for cut blocks that has been fixed. Added timing rumble. Hold on. Added timing rumble to kick meter when enabling accessibility options. Yeah, I don't use rumble, so I mean they added a timing rumble basically to the kick meter. So if you guys are, you know, if you really like the rumble feature on the game, they've added in something to, you know, make it a little bit more enjoyable. Fixed an issue where a user would be unable to call a timeout after the opponent had called a previous timeout. So that's actually a really, really good thing. You should be able to call a timeout if your opponent does call one. There's nothing in the rule books restricting you from doing so. Fixed an exploit blitz out of 3-4 under. So yet another, you know, maybe a glitch blitz that somebody has found that has been fixed where it makes your offensive line freak out and not play the way it's intended. Tuning to diving catches on competitive game style. So they've added in a little bit of tuning for if you're going to go ahead and try to dive for the catch. Maybe make it a little bit better or a little bit worse. Fixed an issue where the defense could reset the offense's ID mic via reset play mechanic. So basically if you ID the mic and then the defense or the offense, okay, I know what it means now. So if you're on offense, you ID the mic and then you reset the play on defense. So if you made adjustments or whatever and then you reset it, they would not have the mic, they wouldn't have it like showing for the offense, which shouldn't happen. You should still be able to see it. Added penalties to users who use LB, L1, CPU, defensive assist mechanic on competitive game style. So if you're using the defensive assist button, there's going to be a little bit of a penalty for people who try to do that. Added clock issues in overtime, or addressed clock issues in overtime. So definitely always nice to see them do stuff in overtime for the clock issues. Tuning to reach tackles attempts by defenders being blocked by receivers. I'm not even really sure what they mean by that. Tuning to reach tackles attempts by defenders being blocked by receivers. Maybe I'm just being stupid right now, but I'm just not really sure what that means. Fixed an issue where the quarterback could not dive while scrambling. We went over that. Added additional thresholds for broken sacks on competitive game style. So there we go. We have additional thresholds for a lot of things here. For hit stick fumbles on competitive game style, auto broken tackles, and added additional thresholds for AI strip ball attempts. So maybe there's a higher threshold number or maybe a couple more lower threshold numbers that we may have to go through and try to figure out. Tuning to increase inaccurate throws when using non-quarterbacks at the quarterback position. So they probably said like a lot of non-quarterbacks, while maybe in Wildcat, would make too many accurate passes. Now they're going to go ahead and fix that to make it not so accurate. That's actually a good thing. Address 2 exploits around receiver motions that force defensive backs out of their coverage assignments. That's definitely a nice tuning update right there to, you know, get those exploits out of the game. Address issues of receivers freezing at the line in MUTSquads. That happens a lot. Definitely like that's gone. Reduce frequency of illegal block in the back penalties in simulation game style. That's nice. Anything else we see here? Gun monster. We already went through that. Fumble recoveries not being tracked correctly in the stats menu. That's good. Improvement to man coverage. Defenders getting beat deep by slower receivers. There we go. That's something that's really nice. So no longer will you get beat by a slow receiver by a guy in man coverage that has better man than what that guy's probably speed is. That's really nice to see. Tuning to decrease hit stick and cut stick fumbles globally. We went through that. The low catch rate drops. More banners. Another banner that's gotten fixed. Improve the MUT chemistry abilities graphics. The ability graphics will now be chemistry blue when it flickers and will also show the symbol of the ability that is triggering in the play ring. So that's actually really good. Helps you guys identify what chemistry you guys have a little bit better. And then added the ability to create more complex rules for sets and lineup restrictions. So again, we already went over that one. And then we have all the chemistry abilities in MUT, similar to what we had before that we've read up there. And then in franchise, I don't really play franchise, but if you guys do want to take a look at that, there's just a couple of things here. You know, it's like speed regression for running backs and offline franchises, the amount of XP you get when purchasing traits, color rush, uniforms, stuff like that. You know, I'm not a franchise channel. We're a MUT channel mostly, so if you guys do want to take a look at the franchise, I'll have the link in the description if you want to go through it by yourself. And then also Kralo. Kralo actually said that they have already taken action on the people that were doing the head-to-head disconnect glitches, and that's definitely nice to know. And then of course we have in today's title update, it allows us to collect more information around the disconnect issue so that we can further address it. Please know that terms are not tied to future title updates to address the issue of disconnects. And then yours truly, you know, Kralo. So definitely a really good title update here. There's also one more thing I do want to show you that there's not anything in this article about. I have to switch over to MUT to show you. We're going to end on that. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And here we have it, guys. Something that should have been in MUT years ago that finally got added to the game. We're currently in the Elite Token set. We're going to add in this Davante Adams. Oh, I didn't mean to add that Davante Adams. Shit, I don't know what to do. We got to remove it from the set. Can we remove it? Yes, we can. We can remove items from a MUT set now. Definitely something that has been needed in MUT and very, very welcomed by everybody in the community. Thank you very much, EA, for that. And we're going to go ahead and end the video there. Peace.